Ndlea to stop all this unacceptable nonsense of drug abuse, drug trafficking in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country we have. We cannot fold our arms. We can, will, and must eliminate the drug scourge.
Training and manpower development have been identified as veritable tools for achieving organizational goals. Hence, the premium placed on training by various organizations. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ndlea, has continuously utilized training to revitalize the agency's operations. This is Ndlea Today, your weekly guide on the activities of Nigeria's anti-drug agency. On this episode of the program, we will be bringing you another success recorded by the agency in prosecuting 9 Ghanaians who attempted to smuggle cannabis into Nigeria through the sea. Our spotlight is on the 3-day special executive training organized for senior management of the agency last week at the agency's national headquarters in Abuja. Executive summary, news highlights, WADA updates completes our offering for this week. Once again, thanks for joining us. You're welcome.
On the news highlights for this week's episode of Ndlea Today. Ndlea and U.S. Coast Guard to collaborate as Marwa hosts U.S. Coast Guard Narcotics Agency. Another honor for Ndlea as Marwa bags Award of Excellence in Drug Law Enforcement. Ndlea seeks cooperation with Directorate of Cooperation for Security and Defense. Pregnant woman, female undergraduate, 26 others arrested with tons of illicit drugs in Ndlea raid across FCT 12 states. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ndlea, and the United States Coast Guard are to explore ways of further collaboration in order to ensure greater success in the war on illicit drugs in the country. The Chairman Chief Executive of the Ndlea, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Amara, retired, expressed willingness on the part of the Ndlea for further collaboration when he led top management of the agency in a meeting with a delegation from the United States Coast Guard, USCG, and Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs. The meeting, which was held at the agency's national headquarters in Abuja, was meant to explore further possible areas of collaboration between the two parties. For the Ndlea boss, the need for such collaboration cannot be overemphasized as the international dimension to the illicit drug trade continues to widen, hence the necessity for partnership and development partners.
The main thing I would say that we would need support from you would be in capacity building, training for our officers who are serving in the ports and in the Marine Directorate.
The leader of the U.S. delegation, Brian M. Lisco, assured the Ndlea management of the continuous support of the U.S. Coast Guard and other related bodies, since the success of the Ndlea is a win-win situation for both parties. It was another afternoon of accolade last Friday, 21st October, at the Presidential Villa Abuja, as the Chairman Chief Executive of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa CON, was once again honored with an award of excellence in drug law enforcement. The NDLEA boss was one of the recipients of the first Nigeria Excellence Award in Public Service, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR. Marwa was presented with an award plaque and certificate for excellence in drug law enforcement at the ceremony. The latest honors is coming barely 2 weeks after the anti-drug agency bus was decorated with the prestigious national honor of the Commander of the Order of the Niger CON. The series of awards and commendations received so far by the NDLEAs are clear testimonies to the successes recorded so far by the agency under his leadership. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and the French Directorate of Cooperation for Security and Defense have renewed their commitment to further cooperate to enable the agency to win the war against illicit drugs. The commitment is the main thrust of the meeting between the leadership of the NDLEA and the French Security Institution when the Chairman Chief Executive of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, led a delegation to Paris, France. On hand to receive the NDLEA team, in company of other DCSD officials, was the Director of the Directorate, General Regis Kolkambet. The meeting, which was held Tuesday 18th October, agreed on areas of cooperation and training support for the NDLEA. The NDLEA boss was full of appreciation for the Directorate of Cooperation, Security and Defense for its support to the agency. A pregnant woman, a nursing mother, and a 200-level student were among 28 persons arrested with 9,437.6 kilograms of cannabis and 138,053 tablets of pharmaceutical opioids, among others, by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, during interdiction operations in 12 states of the Federation and the FCT. In the FCT, operatives on Saturday, 15th October, stormed a village named Chukuku, which is about 10 kilometers from Gwagwalada, where they raided a large cannabis warehouse. A total of 510 jumbo bags of the illicit substance, weighing 5,640 kilograms, were recovered from the store. A nursing mother, Saadatu Abdullahi, was arrested. In Yobe State, while operatives intercepted 48 kilograms of cannabis in Bunu Yadi, they also raided a location in Potiskum where they recovered 56 blocks weighing 31 kilograms from two suspects, Mohammed Mahmouda and a married pregnant woman, Hawa Haruna. At least 99 bags of cannabis and 3 bags of its seeds weighing 1,286 kilograms were seized on Thursday, 13th October, where operatives raided a location in Ondo State, while another raid at Umukpe Forest in Uhumode Council of Edo State led to the seizure of 410 kilograms of the same substance, in addition to a motorcycle, 2 Dane guns, and the arrest of 2 suspects, Numga Anim and Friday Ebije. Not less than 623 kilograms of cannabis were also recovered at Ikpom village in Igweben local government area, with the arrest of the owner, Lucky Henry, while another suspect, Ndidi Esigine, was nabbed at Ugbodo Forest of Ya Northeast local government area with 266.8 kilograms of cannabis sativa on Tuesday, 11th October. 2 days later, operatives stormed Duzeba Forest in Onwa West local government area to destroy 4 cannabis farms, where 2 suspects, Ezekiel Raphael and Gideon Bassi, were arrested with a total of 223.5 kilograms processed cannabis recovered. A stop-and-search operation along East-West Road in Ahoada area of Rivers State has led to the recovery of 251.4 kilograms of cannabis in a gold-colored Toyota Sienna bus with registration number Abuja YAB70BR, and a suspect, Shegun Ajayi, arrested while 161.4 kilograms were equally recovered from an ash-color Camry saloon car with registration number Abuja RBC 590BQ. Similar arrests and seizures were recorded in Akwa Ibom, Imo, Jigawa, Kogi, Kaduna, and Kwara states. Meanwhile, a 200-level student of mass communication at the National Open University of Nigeria, Miss Mercy Uyong 30, was on Wednesday 12th of October arrested at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport for attempting to export 300 grams of tramadol 225 milligrams concealed in intense product going to Dubai, UAE. While commending officers and men of Yobe, MMIA, Ondo, Edo, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Jigawa, Kogi, Adamawa, Kaduna, Kwara, Lagos, and FCT commands of the Anti-Narcotics Agency for their efforts at drug supply and drug demand reduction, its Chairman Chief Executive Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Mara retired, charged them and their counterparts across other commands not to rest on their oars.
The Chairman Chief Executive of the Ndlea, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, has called for concerted efforts in tackling the various mental health challenges confronting many Nigerians, as the world at large battle with various crises affecting the state of mental health of at least 1 out of every 8 persons in the world. The Ndlea boss gave the charge as the keynote speaker at a conference on mental health organized by Intersect Consortium in Abuja recently. Marwa at the conference called for genuine, thought-provoking conversations that will create the social change needed to put the mental health subject matter in the country into proper perspective and catalyze mass awareness, behavioral change, institutional action, and national priority on the subject matter. He further lamented that the discourse on mental health is still shrouded in secrecy, steeped in stigmatization and self-denial, even as he called on all stakeholders to create awareness about mental health issues in order to give it the required priority.
This is a critical factor that is facing us in this country, and the conversation must start.
He equally revealed that the Ndlea had successfully incorporated substance abusers recovery and treatment programs into its overall mandate and has also established call centers for distressed members of the society. The agency had facilitated the treatment and counseling of over 12,000 drug users in the last 12 months. Yes, it's true. Drugs are a vice in our society, costing lives and huge economic losses. But the story is not the same because the game has changed. It's a red card for drugs in Nigeria. There is a new sheriff in town. Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa is moving hard and fast with full speed and precision to rid the country of the drug scourge. Ndlea Today is a program that gives you a front seat in understanding the highs and lows, the laws of drug enforcement in the country. Join us every Monday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. on the network service of the NTA, Africa's largest TV network. Ndlea Today. Don't miss it. Training and retraining of staff across all levels of the Ndlea have been one of the major secrets behind the successes of the agency under its current leadership. This belief in enhancing the operational capabilities of the officers and men of the agency was taken to another level last week with the organization of a 3-day special executive training on organizational leadership in the 21st century for top management staff of the agency. The training, which was designed for directors and other senior officers in the Ndlea, focused largely on organizational leadership, ethical values, and anti-corruption. It was held at the agency's national headquarters in Abuja. Participants at the training were further equipped with strategies on how to further enhance the war against illicit substances in the country while ensuring synergy among the various directorates, commands, and other units within the Ndlea. On hand to present certificate of completion to the participants was the Chairman Chief Executive of the agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired. In a related development, the agency had equally conducted a basic drone operator course for some officers within the organization. The training, which is in line with the new thinking of the current leadership in the deployment of technology in the drug war. The training will no doubt widen the coverage area of the agency. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ndlea, has once again demonstrated its resolve to inflict maximum loss on those involved in the drug business by securing the conviction of 9 Ghanaians for attempted smuggling of 10,843 kilograms cannabis sativa into the country. The anti-drug agency recorded defeats on Friday, 14th October 2022, when it secured the conviction and the imprisonment for 72 years for the 9 convicted Ghanaians. It could be recalled that the suspects were initially arrested by men of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC and later transferred to Ndlea for further investigation and prosecution. Upon the completion of investigation, they were later arraigned before a federal high court sitting in Lagos. In his judgment, the presiding judge, Justice Akitayo Aluko, convicted the Ghanaians of conspiracy and dealing in cannabis and thereafter sentenced each of them to 8 years in prison. The convicts include Victor Wuda, Freeman Gazol, Adotete Joseph, Sotie Moses, Sotie Stephen, Christian Tete, Kano Okonpa, Daniel Koyepti, and Kano Nakti. Like we usually warn every week on Risking It All, you risk losing everything, including your freedom, to the drug trade. Be warned. Be wise.
Don't try it though. He go choke you oh. When you start it to stop, it no go easy. As you dey drag am go, he dey drag you down. Water come out from my eyes oh. When I remember the guys oh. Way many of them kicking bucket oh. Some cartoons bucket oh. Make we don't forget oh. So they talk it oh. Say don't do drugs. Rock up your busy body, oh. Don't do drugs. Rock up with your busy body. Don't do drugs. If you die, you go sad, oh. Don't do drugs. Oh yeah, help me tell somebody. Don't do drugs. Rock up your busy body, oh. Don't do body, oh. The body, oh.
This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.
Niger State Command takes WADA sensitization to a youth summit organized by Cadet Initiative. Borno State Command delivers WADA sensitization lecture on the role of stakeholders in drug abuse prevention for community and religious leaders, transport unions, NGOs at an event organized by Herwa Community Initiative.
Do you know that marijuana's effects may not be temporary? There is a common myth that when an individual uses marijuana, the drug only changes the user's feelings for a short period of time. Once that effect wears off, the user feels as normal once again. In reality, the changes caused by marijuana can linger and can change the way people feel for long periods of time. As a result, people who abuse marijuana may struggle with names and faces and may even have lower IQ levels. If the individual stops drug use, the damage remains. It's clear that this drug doesn't just cause temporary changes, the damage can be permanent. Do you know that it is wrong to think that the relaxation caused by marijuana can help people to succeed in life? When under the influence of marijuana, the individual's mind becomes sedated and calm. In fact, some users believe the peace they feel allows them to navigate the stressful modern world with more poise. Unfortunately, marijuana use makes an individual's success less likely. Research shows that when a marijuana user is compared with someone who does not use marijuana, users have less success and are more likely to underperform in their daily activities.
On the feedback segment, Benga Fatoibo from Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State asks, what is the timeline for drug and alcohol withdrawal? Here's your answer. The timeline for withdrawal is not only affected by the type of drug or drugs someone has abused, but also how long they've been addicted and the person's unique chemical makeup. An individual's height, weight, age, metabolic rate, and any underlying mental or physical health problems can all affect the withdrawal timeline. In addition, people who get help with a tampering off schedule or replacement medication in a medical detox center will experience a shorter withdrawal time. Justin Daniel from Benin, Edo State, wrote, "How do you know if you are abusing a substance?" Here is your answer. This is quite simple for you to know. If a person gets cravings for a drug or alcohol, starts consuming more to get the intended effect, and begins to experience negative consequences related to substance but can't quit taking it, then they surely have an addiction.
And that's it on the feedback segment.
Please do keep the questions and comments coming. The channel remains Ndlea Today at ndlea.gov.ng or ndleatoday@gmail.com. You are welcome.
That's the size of the program for this week. Please keep a date with us same time next week on the network service of the NTA. Until then, stay away from drugs and bye for now.